This video is brought to you by
Cool Green Clothing. We done gone worldwide, and we coming straight out of Baltimore. And if you in town, pull up on us. We're on the block with it at 215 West Saratoga Street. And if you're not in town, go online right now at coolgreenclothing.com and make your purchase. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you ain't cool and getting the green, you're in the way. And that's just basic.
What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end. They hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Before I get into this story, I just want to say it's a requested video. But with that being said, let's get right into it. When you decide as a man to go the family route, it comes with a lot of sacrifices. You don't only just have to worry about you and take care of yourself no more, but now you have other people counting on you as well to provide, put food on the table, clothes on their back, and a roof over their heads. Some go to work, grind, and depend on that paycheck every week or every 2 weeks to make ends meet. Others might not have that kind of patience and want fast money, so they hit the streets. But I'm sure most men can relate to doing a little bit of both from time to time, just to stay afloat when things get hard. Even if you are not a street dude, before a father watches their kid go without, they will take a risk and maybe grab something as a side hustle. A few ounces of grass, whatever, that's moving around your way, just to make sure we are doing our jobs as providers. It seems simple enough, right? Hit and miss, nothing long term, but once you step into them streets and start willing and dealing, you are dealing with a whole nother element and group of people. The rules go out the window, and principles and morals in the game been long gone. It's every man for themselves. Nobody cares. You are only making this play to feed your kids. If you have something they want, it's only one thing on their mind. How can they get that up off you? Making sales in the streets has always been dangerous because you are thinking about $1, but you never know what the next person is thinking about. And depending on the type of person you are dealing with, a simple play can take a turn real quick. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we'll be taking it all the way back to 2018 to discuss the case of a man who got dropped off at a house in Northeast Baltimore but never made it out. Back in 2018, 38-year-old Shamal was navigating life in Baltimore. Coming from a big family, he was all about his peoples, especially his kids. Shamal was described as a family man, originally from West Baltimore. He was known and loved by everybody he came in contact with. A big dude, but described as a gentle giant who loved people. He would keep a job, but sometimes if things got tight, like many in Baltimore, he would find a side hustle. And in a city like ours, that's usually trying to get a few dollars in the open air drug market. It wasn't a permanent thing, just to make sure his family ate. On February 26, 2018, it was business as usual for Shamal when he got a call from an associate, 39-year-old Anthony Austin. Anthony told the man he wanted to grab something and asked Shamal could he pull up to the 1200 block of Glenhaven Road in Northeast Baltimore. Wanting to sell, Shamal agreed, even though he didn't know much about the area. He asked the young lady in front of the family for a ride to the location. It was afternoon, about 1 p.m., when he headed from over west to the address. During the drive, Shamal confirmed to Anthony he was on his way. Around 1:30, he pulled up to the house, told his friend he would be back, and walked in. She waited outside, but as time went on, she became concerned. She called Shamal's phone multiple times before beeping the car horn over and over with no response. Thinking something just didn't feel right, about after 2 hours, his ride left. She called his family, Shamal's sister, and also his best friend, and told them the situation. They all got together and returned back to the area that night around about 9 p.m. They walked up and down the block looking for Shamal before going to the address he was first dropped off at. They knocked on the door, but no one answered. His homeboy walked around back and saw a kitchen light on, but still no response. So they decided to call police. As Shamal's family delivered the information to police, not knowing what they was walking into, they decided to come prepared with a search warrant to search the home. When they got to the address, they went inside. They found cleaning supplies, a dollar store, and Rite Aid receipt, and it seemed like something had taken place. They did a luminol test and saw it was blood on the extension cord, also a baseball bat and blood on the floor, but nobody was in the house. A neighbor told police a woman lived there with her boyfriend and 2 kids, but she had recently went back to New York to take care of her mother and didn't return. The boyfriend she was referring to was Anthony. Later into that night, going into the next morning, Shamal's family were still walking around looking for him. So was police. When not too far away, in the 1200 block of East Belvedere, there was reports of a fire. As the fire department pulled up to put out the blaze, police arrived to the scene also, along with Shamal's family. Realizing it was foul play with a gasoline smell, a search of the place revealed the body. And with certain items of clothes, Shamal's family were able to confirm it was unfortunately him. He was pronounced gone at the scene. An autopsy was done, and it was quickly determined Shamal did not pass away due to the fire, but blunt force trauma to the head. There was no smoke in the man's lungs, meaning he was already gone when the fire was started. Police determined the incident happened on Glen Haven, and whoever did it, to cover their tracks, took the body to Belvedere and tried to make it seem like a house fire. Shamal's family was devastated. His sister spoke out. She stated that wasn't something easy to tell their mother, that her brother wasn't shot but beat and burned. Other family members were also trying to cope with the situation as they prayed for justice. Now police had their eyes on one person, Anthony. Already having a record, they ran fingerprints on the man from the receipts they found in the house. They came back a match to him. Also, surveillance footage from both stores, the dollar store and Rite Aid, showed he was the person buying the cleaning products. A search of Shamal's phone showed him and Anthony's phone pinged in the same location for hours, and Anthony's phone pinged at the house on Belvedere, but Shamal's was cut off around about the time the fire started. A few weeks later, Anthony was picked up for questioning. He admitted he once lived at the house on Glen Haven with his girlfriend and her 2 kids, but he claimed they had moved back to New York. He stated he only came back to the home that day to get some grass he had left in the house. He claimed while in the house, he heard a knock on the door. Scared because he had a warrant out for his arrest, he stated he thought it was the police and ran out the back door. He admitted to going to the store, buying cleaning supplies, trash bags, and other items, but he never admitted coming in contact with Shamal. But with the evidence against him, Anthony was taken into custody, charged with first-degree hit and also arson. While awaiting trial, he befriended a jailhouse lawyer who he asked to help with his case. Anthony allegedly bragged to the man about how he had already beat one body back in the day, and he knew without evidence he would beat this one too. But he made a critical mistake by bragging to the man, stating Shamal was allegedly a drug dealer, and he decided he would rob the man. He stated the man was big, so he had to hurt him to get him down, but then he realized he had took his life. Anthony then stated he went to get products from the store to get rid of the man and called a friend for help so they could help take Shamal to Belvedere, where the fire was started. As the case made its way to trial, Anthony was surprised to see the witnesses who was testifying against him. The neighbor who stated that day she heard somebody outside that kept beeping the car horn. She stated she remembered Shamal going in the house, but she never saw him come out. But she knew for a fact Anthony was in the house. Anthony's mother also testified. She confirmed her son had a key to the house and that he would often go over there to do whatever he was doing. But the nail in the coffin would come when, to Anthony's surprise, the jailhouse lawyer, who he told everything to, took the stand. He told the courtroom everything Anthony had told him about the case, and that the man had admitted the whole situation to him. With that, Anthony was found guilty on all charges, sentenced to life for the hit, to run wild with another 20 years for arson. Rest in peace to Shamal. I send my prayers and condolences to his friends and family. Just out trying to make a few dollars and something like this happens. That's terrible. But it goes to show you can't always trust a handshake and a smile. I don't know how Anthony thought he was going to get away with the situation. Shamal was dropped off, broad daylight. You was the last person he called, and everybody knew you was at the house. Then you admitted to somebody in jail you did it. That's wild. I guess whatever Shamal had, he felt like it was worth it. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts on the situation. Leave it in the comments. Yeah, man, crazy story. Rest in peace to Shamal. I definitely send my prayers to his family. Like I said, this is a requested video. Salute to the person who sent me this. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of the Baltimore Way. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out. Yo, what's the word, fam? We got a deal for you so you can get your fashion right this summer to get 10% off your purchase at Cool Green Clothing. All you gotta do is click the link in the comments. I'm gonna pin it right there for you. Add your items for purchase in the cart. Before you complete your order, type in code 2x10TV to get 10% off your purchase. Again, be sure to tap that link because without that, you can't get your discount. And that's code 2TIMESTV10. We appreciate your love and support.